Good morning. All right. Today we're going to go through the business setup process for your Connect 360 and Connect CBD instances. Once you receive the welcome email and you hit the sign in button, you'll be navigated over to this page after you complete the sign in, where you'll go through and follow our wizard here. You'll select your business type, whether you're a corporation, LLC, or sole proprietorship, your supported currency. Enter the business contact email, which is going to be how you would like us to contact you about your store, and then of course your time zone that you're currently in. We'll then go ahead and hit next. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our first location. So by coming over to the top and clicking add new location, we're then greeted with this new setup wizard where we will go ahead and get everything filled out. Okay, so as you can see here, we went ahead and we've filled out our primary location information from the location name, the contact email address for the location itself, which is what your customers will see if they send an email, your location phone number, whether you'd like to manage inventory for this store or not, and then if you're going to accept online orders, and of course the address, zip code, and things of that nature. You do have the ability to use the same address as you did for the original sign-up process. Once you have all of this complete, we'll go ahead and hit Save Location. Okay, and just like that, we have our first location input. And if we have more than one location, you can go ahead and hit the Add New Location and continue to add the additionals, or you can just start with one and go on from there. You will have the ability to add locations further on once you get into the business dashboard. Okay. Step 3, we're going to be able to come in and create our users. By default, you'll have the main user that signed up for the account. Should you decide to go ahead and create additional users for cashiers and things of that nature, this is the spot where you can do that. Here's the information that you can configure for these particular users. Adjust their user rights and roles as best you see fit, and adjust whatever you need to make happen for what permissions you'd like them to have. And once you're complete, you'll just hit Save Use. We're not going to do that. We're going to stick with the one that we have, and we're going to go ahead and hit Next. Last but not least, step 4, we're going to need to go through and configure all of our business level settings for taxes, invoices, things of that nature. Each one of these you'll have the opportunity to open up, make sure it's enabled or disabled, and adjust any rates that they may have. We'll hit the Save button. Once it's saved, you'll notice that that one is there complete. So then we'll go over to invoice configuration, where we can enable any cash void limits, max discount percentages, max discount dollar values, things of that nature. Okay, printing, same thing here. We'll be able to come in and enable or disable printing, whether we'd like to print the electronic payment receipt, which is what prints out when you perform a credit card transaction, or if you'd like to show void items on the receipts, or if you'd like to change any of the footer text. So today we can do, "Thank you for shopping with us. Please come again." And we'll save that. Cash drop configurations, if you'd like to use cash drops in your business, we can enable or disable those. Set our thresholds, which is the maximum cash drop threshold limit to drop the cash, or the cash drop warning limits to let you know when you're approaching that threshold. Okay. Lastly, you have the lock invoice generation. So once you reach a certain amount of money, they won't be able to take any more cash in until they drop some cash out of the drawer. So we can enable or disable these. I'm going to go ahead and disable it for this instance and hit Save. Under our cash drawer configuration, again, we have some basic settings, whether you'd like to use a cash drawer or not, whether you'd like to open it on paid out, when you would like it to open, things of that. Our security configuration, right now we're going to keep ours by username and password only. And then lastly, our tender configuration, how we would like to get paid, whether that's cash, debit card, credit card, or check, or all of them. By default, we do disable check. You have the ability to enable it here, and then go ahead and hit save. All right, and then we'll go ahead and hit finish and proceed on to the next step. All right, and as you can see here, we went ahead and hit that finish button, and now we're greeted with our merchant application form. So, should you want to take credit cards with your system, you'll have to fill out the merchant application form to get it to go into the onboarding process of our credit card processor. So you can go ahead and hit this complete merchant application form button. It'll open you up in a new tab, and then you'll have the ability to go ahead and fill out all of this information here, whether there's additional owners, and then continue. Okay, we're not going to do that today. I'm going to go ahead and come back. You do have the ability to come back and do that later should you prefer, so we're going to go ahead and proceed to our dashboard. All right, and so as you can see, as it finishes loading in here, this is our main Connect 360 dashboard. So within here, we have our dashboard, inventory, reports, customers, sales invoices, and additional settings. So currently this business was just created, so there's no data in here whatsoever. So now we'll go ahead and begin the process of adding inventory and products and things of that nature. Okay, so now on our main dashboard page, we're going to go over to inventory. And you'll notice right off the bat, before we can do anything else, we're going to have to add a department. So let's go ahead and go down to products. And here's our steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the process of what we need to do. So we have a couple of different ways to get products into the Connect system. We can manually add each one of the products by starting off with adding our department, followed by our category, manufacturer, and vendor. Once these 4 are complete, we can then add the product itself. Or we can come up here to the top right and perform an import file if you may already have your inventory, you can import your existing inventory into our system by following our CSV template. So if I download our template here, you'll notice that this is what we get, and you'll be able to come in and adjust all of this, input your different product names, SKU numbers, barcodes, departments, all of this information along here for all of your different products, and then perform a bulk import of them all at once. We'll cover how to do this in another video. For the time being, we're going to go ahead and perform the manual product entry. So we'll start by adding our department, and we're going to call our department soft drinks. And we're going to hit save. Alright, now we're going to come over to categories, and within our category, or within our department of soft drinks, we're going to have soda, and we're going to hit save. Alright, and then we can go on down to manufacturers, and we'll hit add manufacturer right up here. And we'll call it generic manufacturer. Okay, and then we'll go on down to vendors, and we'll add our vendor here, and this is where we can enter all the different vendor information we may have. So between our vendor's account name, whatever our account number may be, the company itself, if there's this particular website that they may have associated with that you can order from, any email addresses, any particular phone numbers that you may have for this particular vendor, and then lastly, any address that you may want to input. Additionally, you can come down here to their terms if you have particular terms agreements. So for this one, we're going to say we're net 30, and then if the vendor is active or not, and then we can go ahead and hit save. Okay, so now that we have our department, our category, our manufacturer, and our vendor, we can come back up to products, and you'll notice that our screen has changed. We can come in here and we can hit add product, product name, and we'll go ahead and fill all of this out. Alright, and from our product page, after we've entered our product name and description, we can come over to our product featured image, and we hit this button here, navigate to our picture image, go ahead and select it and open, and now we've uploaded our main product image. Additionally, over on the right hand side, we have our departments that we can add it to, our category, manufacturer, and vendor to tie this particular product to. Should you be in the process of adding a product and you realize that you've missed a category or you've missed a department, we can go ahead and hit the add button here, and we can add our category directly from this page without ever having to leave the product page. That way you don't have to re-enter all of this information should there be an issue. Okay, once we scroll down a little bit, we can go ahead and select how we're selling this type of item, if there's a particular grouping, if it's discountable, how is it sold, whether it's by weight or by quantity. By default, we are assigning a SKU and barcode to each product, so if you have a particular SKU or barcode for a particular product, you can take your scanner or type in that barcode or SKU now. Additionally, we can hit the checkbox for tracking stock, if we'd like to allow negative stock or not, and if we're going to be able to sell it online. Once we get down to the pricing page, so price A, B, and C, these are our different price levels of which we will sell the product at. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and say $5.99, and then of course whatever our cost is. For an example, we'll do $1.99. Whether it's a taxable product or open price. Open price meaning when this product is rung up, it will prompt the cashier to enter a price for this product. We're going to leave that unchecked. What our current tax rate is, what our sell quantity is, and our unit of measurement. Okay. So as we do want to track stock, we're going to go ahead and enable stock management. Select our location. And since this is the first time we're entering this product, we're going to go ahead and select our opening quantity. How many are we starting with? So we're going to say we're starting with 15. Okay. Before we save, we're going to scroll back up and just do a once over everything here. Make sure we have all of our different areas filled out. Any product notes that we may want to add, we can go ahead and type here. Additionally, we can print these notes on the receipt or show them to the cashier as they're ringing them up. And if there are any additional product images, we can upload those here, and they'll show in addition to the main featured image up here at the top. Alright, now that we have all of this filled out, I'm going to go ahead and save our product. Now that this is saved, you'll notice here in our products page, this is our generic soda product we have. It gives us our created date. This gets updated every time something is changed to this particular product, if something is updated with it. Over on the left hand side, continuing down, we have our inventory count, inventory adjustments, where we can come in and see what our opening stock is, which is what we just entered, how many we've sold, how many are what our on-hand quantity is now, and what our most recent count is. Okay. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at how to get our inventory added into the system, we've started with, currently we have our one product here of our generic soda that we can utilize. I'm going to go ahead and pull in how to get everything operating on our tablet. So once we have the Connect 360 or Connect CBD application installed, we're going to open it on up, and we'll go ahead and get signed in just as we would in Dashboard. And go ahead and hit log in. Alright, now what that's going to do is it's going to log our Connect 360 application into our business. Once that occurs, it's going to go ahead and fetch all of our user information, and we're going to perform a start our setup process of the point of sale register itself. So as you'll notice, we have our Connect demo is the business here. We have our location drop down. Here's our Connect 360 demo shop that we had just created a few minutes ago, and our registers. As we don't currently have any registers, we're going to go ahead and hit add new register. From here, we'll be able to go ahead and fill this out. So I'm going to name this one POS1. We'll use whatever printer that we currently have. If you're utilizing a PAX E700 unit that you purchased from us, you'll leave this as default. VTI is video text insertion. Should you have a camera system that is compatible with our product, we can do video text overlay into those cameras, so that you have the receipt information scroll across the camera recording. If that's something you're interested in, please reach out to us and we'll discuss how we can make that happen for you. Go ahead and hit save. Alright, so now that we have our register selected, I'm going to go ahead and hit next. From here, it's going to ask us to do the location-based settings for this particular register. This is going to pull all of the defaults that we originally set up through the business setup profile. So all you're doing is reconfirming these. 8.25% for our tax. You'll notice our printing configuration. If you recall, when we set up the printing configuration on the business setup screen, I had added this please come again. And as you'll notice, that footer text is now also updated on this. So once again, we're just reconfirming all of these additional setup settings. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit next. All of our cash drop. So we're going to go ahead and disable our cash drop here. Our security by username and password. So this is our Tinder screen here. What you'll notice is that we have our cash transaction and then allow credit card or debit card by DC Direct. If you're utilizing the PAX E700, you'll be able to uncheck this here. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck it. And what it would do on this next page here, you'd leave that checked, but it would offer you a different drop down here that says PAX. But we're not going to do this because this is just a demo. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And it's going to go ahead and fetch everything for us. Okay, so from this screen here, this will be your main settings or your main home screen, where you notice you'll have buttons for create invoice, inventory, settings, any of your customers, your invoices, drop cash, and paid out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and select our inventory, and you'll notice that our generic soda that we had just put in there is already shown up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to home, create invoice, and we're going to go ahead and ring up our first sale. So you'll notice that we already have one of the departments here is soft drinks. If I open that up, there's our soft drink. I'm going to add it to cart. There it is. It's already calculating all of our tax and everything that we have. We can also add quick buttons here. So if I hit this plus button that was back there, hit add product, I can add my product here. And now I have a quick button to quickly add products that customers buy more often. You'll notice as we add our products to the screen that our quantity, we have on-hand quantity that decreases with each tap. I can go ahead and void these out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and void this transaction. And you'll notice all of our quantity came back up. Okay. So I'm going to process just one here. Hit charge. We're going to process this as cash only. Process. Alright, and our receipt will print out, and that's it. So now if I come over to my invoices here, you'll notice we have two here. One is a void, one is a sale. We have the opportunity to view the detail of this particular transaction. Okay. Additionally, we can take it a step further and take a look at our dashboard here. And you'll notice already that our sales have already shown up on our dashboard. We have one customer, and the top product for today so far, as we only have one, is our generic soda. And that is a quick how-to guide for getting started with Connect.